Hi everyone, it's Nika Monica here. I'm a 4-year graduate of psychology, specializing in general field. And if you're very new in here, welcome. I'm glad we found each other. This afternoon, we are going to talk about love once again. It's been quite some time since I posted my last video. But anyhow, basing on my social media account, I have this one question being thrown to me, and I was thinking if I can be able to answer that one for today. This has been asked to me a couple of times. Maybe in some other videos I've talked about a portion of it, but today I'd like to give the full clarity and my own personal input and basing on the studies that we have done for the past couple of years. The questions being thrown to me today was about love. How do you forget love because it is so much painful? Or in other words, we can say how to forget the person because the pain involved in loving the person is way too much. And for that, there is only one answer I can give you. No, you don't. You can never ever forget love. No, you cannot stop loving. Our heart is primarily designed to feel. Regardless of whatever it is about feeling. And part of it is loving. Our heart is primarily designed to feel and not to think. The reason why we have emotions, it is because it gives vibrant feeling to every person. It gives encouragement for the person to move and to push more of life. It is the way a person could be able to see a brighter side of life when you have an emotion, when you feel being in love. So that is why there is no such thing about stopping love. The only thing that you can do is to put a wall from it. But when you say you wanted to stop it, you can never do that. Remember that our emotions has no switch. Remember that our heart doesn't have a switch by which we could just turn on and turn off. Hindi po natin nagagawa ang mga bagay kung sa gugustuhin natin. Because we are talking about the feelings, our own personal emotions towards one person. Hindi naman pwede natin sabihin that we have to stop now and we just have to continue later. We can just put a wall to it, a barrier. But when you say loving, stop loving, no, you can never do that. Sometimes we also have to think for two parties and not only think for our own self. Kasi sometimes people tend to be biased with their own personal emotions, with their own personal feelings. Primarily because they are only considering kung nasasaktan sila, because the pain is already there and the pain is continually growing. Pero paano naman yung other party? In such case, ang ginagawa kasi natin, hindi natin kino-consider yung feelings towards the other person. What about them? Paano pag they also have a very complicated situations, they also have a very difficult decisions that they can make? Paano naman yun? Do we have that chance to consider? Or we are only considering ourselves? Yun yung mga tanong na kailangan din natin masagot. That we cannot just focus and be the center of attractions and be the center of attention all the time. Because remember that in loving and in any relationship, there is always two involved. So ibig sabihin nun that it's gonna be you and the other party. Ano naman sa sitwasyon na kapag yung lalaki nakapag-decide na mas mabigat na responsibilidad or he cannot decide between you and the other responsibility because mas mabigat. The other responsibility is even way more bigger over you and pinili niya yung isa over you. So that means, ibig sabihin na hindi ka niya mahal. It doesn't necessarily mean that the person or the guy doesn't love you. It's just that he probably needs to choose other responsibilities over you. But you cannot just sit down and there and say you want to stop loving the person. Kasi in the very first place, the other person loves you. It's just that he needs to make a choice. On your end, what you can do is probably focus on the things. Embrace the probability na hindi naman talaga magiging kayo. Or hindi kanya mapipili because meron siyang bigger responsibilities over you. And on your end as well, you can just accept it and move on, or you can fight for it. Kasi pag mahal mo ang isang tao, you can just really fight for it. If it is worth saving and worth waiting, bakit naman hindi? Again, it all boils down to your personal choice. Kapag kaya mo naman yung sitwasyon na you have to really push for it and you're willing to wait and you are willing to fight for it, there are always possibilities that you can do. Never ever lose hope. And for some people, they look at it as a very bad side. Kasi nga, bakit hindi sila pinili? Bakit ganito? Bakit ganyan? There's so many questions whirling over the mind. But the thing is, ultimately, you as a person, you are the only one who can control it. And you are the only one who knows how to be able to survive and to continue your life just as it is. Yes, masakit po yun. And I totally understand that. There are no emotional baggages na maganda. Kapag you are in the situation, you will always feel the pain. But you have to remember as well that in those pain, you learn from it. And hindi naman po lahat na idudulot sa pagmamahal ay puro sakit. There were times as well when you were enjoying every moment from both of you that you were very happy, that you can't even measure the happiness that you both feel. It's a balance of life. Hindi lahat ng bagay ay pwede natin ipilit sa sitwasyon. You know, some instances are meant to happen for a reason and for a purpose. Malay natin, pag naging kayo, the relationship wouldn't be perfect as well, wouldn't be nice as well, wouldn't be pleasant as well. Nobody knows. Each person's, we as human beings, the moment we are still alive, we are entitled to a lot of things that will happen to us that we can never ever predict. You know, the things that happens to us, people comes and go, and we will never know when is the right time unless that time comes. So I would say we have to learn to appreciate every moment and each moment that's happened to us. Maganda kaya maganda man, kay hindi. Either it's pleasant or not, we just have to accept and learn from it. Kasi the only thing that never stops in our life is learning. Kasi if we keep on learning, that means there will always be better opportunities that comes along the way. But we just have to learn how to accept that. Hindi naman po siguro mawawala yan. I mean, you know, what you can do is you can just focus for your goals and focus for the things that you wanted to do. Surround yourself with friends. And once again, eto naman yung sinasabi ko all the time. If you love someone, you fight for it. And if you know that the love is worth it, and if you know that the person is right, you have to fight for it. Hindi yung namumuhay po tayo sa lungkot, hindi po yung namumuhay tayo sa keep on asking ourselves, what if, and what if. Those are the lines that we should never lived in our life. Kasi if we keep on being afraid, kasi magpapalpak tayo doon, and we are not sure of the things that we are going to decide, then we are living in a very, very sad life. There will always be failure no matter what. Kahit anong gawin natin, failures will always be there. At kapag takot po tayo sa failure na iyon, all because we wanted to be living in a very safe side of our life, gusto lang natin yung, dito lang ako kasi mas easier. If I am going to live in here and hindi ko ipupush ng limit na ito to move forward, and I'm always wanted to be in the safer side, that is not life. Because you will never learn from it. You will never ever commit mistakes, and you will never have a failure. So where is the learning within that course of your life? Wala kang malalaman, wala kang maiintindihan, at more so, wala kang matutunan. And life is going to be so useless kapag wala kang palpak na gawa sa buhay mo and you haven't learned from it. And if time comes na kapag sobrang sakit naman talaga ang nararamdaman mo, and that you believe that you can handle it, go back to the basic. Tingnan mo yung sarili mo, that you were able to survive since the day you were born up to now, before that person came into you. That you were able to survive. Like I always said, you go back to the basic. Hindi naman siguro mamamatay ang isang tao all because you met this one person. Hindi naman nagkakatulungan. Right? Remember that before we were born, relationships already exist. And to many people, marami din silang pagkakamali. And the most important thing that most people did was just to learn from it. And make sure that the next time around, it will never happen again. And if it happens again, you know what to do. Kasi mas maganda kapag ikaw mismo sa sarili mo, you know what you want. And you know na kapag palpak at hindi naging successful ang isang relationship, you know where to go back. And you know that may sarili ka pa rin babalikan. Because you have that thing in your mind that you can survive even just for yourself at kahit walang ibang tao na nasa tabi mo. At kapag sobrang sakit naman, I always believe the saying that most people doesn't know. You know, forgive others not because they are entitled to be forgiven, but because you are entitled to have an everlasting peace. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a very wonderful afternoon, and I hope you learned something out of it from today. Thank you so much, and until my next vlog, see you once again. And if you haven't subscribed my channel, please do subscribe and hit the notification bell. Until my next video, bye for now.